global consciousness. Free Palestine.
Matt, welcome. Yo, baby, walk.
Free Palestine.
Let's go, Lisa. I want the. Hey, chat. Can you hear me, chat? Can you hear me, chat? I want you to get into his music just for a second.
Global consciousness.
Free Palestine.
Palestine flags in the chat, folks.
Free Palestine.
Salam, babe. Hey, Giselle.
Global consciousness.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine. All day, every fucking day.
Free Palestine.
Yeah, this is a new song. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. I hope you're all doing well.
Global consciousness.
Just some liberation music, you know? Just some silly liberation music. Just some light
Free
liberation music.
Palestine.
Some light liberation music. Some light liberation music. Hey Ed, top of the morning to you. Imagine taking this into your battle for liberation. Damn.
Global consciousness.
Are we freeing Palestine, folks?
Free Palestine.
Are we freeing Palestine? Can we just free Palestine? Please? No politikia. Hey, fascism watch.
So there we are.
Welcome, everybody. Doggo update. Doggo update. The doggo might be coming home tonight. This Avo. Let's go! Yeah, The doggo might be coming home. I'm gonna get a call soon.
Global consciousness.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Hey, J9.
Global consciousness.
Free Palestine.
Radio.
Free Palestine.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. A bit of a wild start today. It's like on-stage visual. Yeah. We got to get some of that Free Palestine music going, you know? We got to flood the internet. We got to flood the internet with Free Palestine music. I don't care what genre you create. I don't care what you use to generate it. Why the hell isn't the internet flooded with Free Palestine music? I don't understand. Just flood the internet. Anyway, welcome. The first story we're going to cover today is I got a ton of it. Nice. The first story I would like to cover today is a story I lightly touched on yesterday, and it was Winston Peters, our foreign minister, telling a Chinese New Zealand Green Party member to go back to where they came from. And this bigoted prick, the Churchill wannabe, yeah. This bigoted prick is now getting a lot of backlash, especially from the Chinese people, Chinese government, as he should, because his bigoted racist rants are starting to get a little bit embarrassing for this country. But also, his bigoted racist rants piss me off. This old, decrepit little bigot needs to understand. That we're not going to just sit down and take shit from this guy. We're just not going to do it. People like Winston Peters love to rile up the MAGA types in this country. He is the worst of the worst. He represents the cesspool in politics. The absolute cesspool in our politics today. The guy is the worst. The worst. The worst of the worst. And here is an update from ABC News about how Beijing has responded to the situation.
Has given a measured response to comments. Well, Beijing has given a measured response to comments made by the New Zealand Foreign Minister Winston Peters towards a Chinese-born opposition MP. During a heated debate in Parliament, Mr. Peters told Greens MP Lawrence Shunan to go back to his own country. Well, China's
this decrepit cadaver of a human being who is barely hanging on to an ounce of life is still out here spewing his bigoted crap this silent generation POS should remain silent. He gets animated artificially to stand up in parliament every fucking day. The guy is a tool of billionaires, of the tobacco industry, of the gun industry. He's basically whoring himself out to all of these different industries. He is one of the most divisive, fascist, bigoted voices in Aotearoa, New Zealand politics. And this is the kind of politician that should be run out of our political system. He represents the old bigot, the old school bigotry. He'll use words like woke when he really wants to say some sort of slur. But he doesn't have a fucking spine to say it. A coward. A coward.
Foreign Ministry simply called on Mr. Peters to stop making China an issue in domestic politics. Annika Smith, senior political reporter at The Post, says the comments were made against the backdrop of the upcoming general election.
There was a lot of concern initially because it was the Chinese ambassador to New Zealand that had made remarks on X condemning the statements, not explicitly, but basically saying that Mr. Peters' statements say more about him than anyone else. Then the Chinese embassy, in an extraordinary move, really, an official actually spoke to our Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade. So that really escalated things. This all happened over the course of a day or so. Now, Winston Peters was briefed on this and things seemed to die down a little. And then we had this statement that we read on Friday from the Chinese Foreign Ministry, a spokesperson from Beijing, which basically said, and I'll just refer to my notes here, that China wouldn't comment on the domestic affairs of New Zealand, noted that our Prime Minister...
I don't think it's just his racism, though, oatmeal pancakes. It is Aotearoa's racism. Aotearoa's racism is leaking out through this idiot's pores. I think he's the biggest idiot in our politics, and he needs to be removed. To be honest, Christopher Luxon is also a white supremacist, in my honest opinion. The guy is a useless politician, and he's amplified anti-Maori bigotry. He amplified anti-Maori bigotry to become prime minister. I mean, that tells you everything about this prick. This whole government, man. The three parties with Seymour, Winston, and this guy are so useless, bigoted. I just want them gone. Fuck these guys for enabling this sort of racism.
Christopher Luxon had condemned the comments that China respects the development paths of other countries, and it's hoped that the relevant individual in New Zealand, that's Winston Peters, will do more things to contribute to the friendship in the future. So, although there was a lot of noise and bluster around the Chinese ambassador's comments in response to Winston Peters last week, that comment from Beijing is very measured, and I think it shows that China sees this one comment in the broader context of Winston Peters' many years and decades of electioneering.
Yes. So, of course, Winston Peters is no stranger to controversy, but he is also a seasoned politician. Elections are coming up. So what's the politics behind his go back to your country comments? Because he's not backing away from them.
No, he hasn't resiled, and we know that the Prime Minister in New Zealand has spoken to him, but as yet there's been no apology. And make no mistake, Winston Peters is not apologetic about this. This is actually he's in campaign mode. As you mentioned, he's
not in campaign mode. He's riling up the racists. He is a racist. Bro, stop playing this game of making racism seem like a political thing. It's not just politics. He's a racist. Call him out.
Been in many election campaigns throughout his political career. It spans decades and decades here, and this is right out of Winston Peters' playbook, really. He is known for
Yeah, he's a racist.
expressing anti-immigrant, anti-migrant sentiment. He uses that to whip up his base. He has attacked a Mexican-born MP this term. He's also said that migrants should show some gratitude. I mean, this is all out of his playbook.
Yeah, this is the type of politics against immigrants. Talking about politics in this fucking country, bro. I will tell you something. You know why? There's that white supremacist who keeps creating fucking accounts to come and like stop me from talking, basically by stalking me online, is because of this. White fucking supremacists cannot handle brown people from other countries talking about politics. They can't do it. They can't handle it. They'll shut you down. They want you to shut up. But we're not going to shut up, are we?
And these are things that he has commonly over his career repeated. So he is in campaign mode. He is going for that base, people who fear that for whatever reason, migrants or
There's a whole bunch of fucking, Polynesians. These people are bought and paid for by the richest people in Aotearoa, New Zealand. This guy is Winston Peters is this decrepit fucking he is a cesspool. Like, this guy is a thug.
Immigration is affecting the economy, jobs, homes. Whether there's any basis in that it's not there really. I mean, the Prime Minister's been very clear that we have legal immigration in New Zealand, and so Mr. Peters is simply electioneering, although it's 90 days out to the election and he's still the Foreign Affairs Minister. So it puts the government in a very tricky position when it comes to managing relations with China.
Yes, and is that why the Prime Minister, despite agreeing with questions...
It goes to show, guys, he's Maori as well, by the way. He's Maori European. And it goes to show that you can have collaborators in every government. Just like I say, there are house curries. I mean, the ACT Party... David Seymour has fucking this Indian New Zealand lady, or the face of the most divisive anti-Maori policies. The house curry in that fucking party. But the house curry sentiment can be sort of widened to these people as well. They're all collaborators. They're being bought and paid for by the highest bidder. And usually those highest bidders are fucking white supremacists. And honestly... It's the most sick sort of bigotry. Honestly, Winston Peters is such a douchebag, racist douchebag. It hurts. It hurts my every fucking part of my body to know that this guy is constantly elected and given enough seats to decide which parties will be taking government. Every time he riles up the flat earthers, the anti-vaxxers, the conspiracy theorists. He riles them up every single time, and he gets just enough votes. These conspiracy theorists, all of these people, just they're basic racists, guys. They're basic racists. They'll hang on to anyone who says the right words. And Winston says it, he's the most ineffective piece of shit. And he's ruined New Zealand politics. I hope his campaign, I hope it all burns to pieces, honestly. Like, the guy should not be in government at all.
That those comments were racist is not doing anything, taking any more further action, like heeding calls for Winston Peters to be sacked simply because the elections are so close.
Winston Peters was also the one who wouldn't recognize the state of Palestine when all the other European nations were doing it. The guy is a racist. The guy is just your common old school bigot who wants shut the fuck up and just leave, go away.
Yeah, I think there's two things to that. One is that China will be seeing this in the context of Winston Peters' political career. It will know that Winston Peters has singled out ethnic minorities in New Zealand before and attacked them. And so while far from ideal, and as the Prime Minister has said, racist, it will be seen in that broader context. And so in terms of international relations.
So the Prime Minister, our leader, called him racist and is not throwing him out of government. He kept him as foreign minister. Our Prime Minister admitted it was racist and didn't kick him out.
I want to be a good boy.
And didn't kick him out. Fuck.
Or bilateral relations, and it impacting that, it probably won't have any material impact other than some awkward face-to-face meetings. Now, in terms of the election and the Prime Minister not reprimanding Winston Peters or doing anything further than having probably an intense, awkward conversation with him about this, you have to look at the political context. And we're 90 days out from the election. New Zealand First is a minor party in MMP, and it is up in the polls. It's around 12-13%. It's on those numbers, it would get a much greater share of power if it was part of the next government. National, on the other hand, which is the party that the Prime Minister Christopher Luxon belongs to, is down in the polls, and we're talking like high 20s. So National doesn't want to go to the polls. Winston Peters does want to go to the polls. And so the coalition government is at risk if Christopher Luxon reprimands Winston Peters too hard and the government folds over and we go to a snap election.
Okay, and beyond the politics, though, what has New Zealand's Chinese community had to say about the comments that had targeted the Greens MP Lawrence Shunan?
Yeah, I think there's been a sense of real distaste and condemnation and sadness, really. I mean, it's an election year, but we have a Chinese community in New Zealand that has contributed to this country for many, many years, if not decades. And so the comments have been condemned. And I think ministers, MPs, politicians from all corners of Parliament have been very quick to condemn these comments. It doesn't necessarily take away that factor, though, the Winston Peters factor. He's still there, he hasn't resigned, and he may make more of the same comments. So we'll have to watch in that space. I think it's been gutting for the community here. But across the board, if you look across the whole of Parliament, it does seem isolated at this point to just Winston Peters and New Zealand First.
Okay, Annika Smith, really good to get your insights there from Wellington. Thank you so much.
Yeah, why are they such liberal communist? Liberal communist. It's like saying liberal Zionist. What the fuck? Eleni, welcome. Hey, everybody, welcome. Oh, get into the music. Here's some liberation music for you.
Consciousness.
Here's some liberation music for you.
Free Palestine.
Woo! Spam that Palestine flag in the chat. Spam it. I want to see you spam that Palestine flag in the chat. I want it spammed. I want it spammed so hard. Spam that flag. Every person, spam it. Don't you dare. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? I feel it. I feel the liberation music. I feel it.
consciousness.
Free Palestine. Free Palestine.
Nice.
Global consciousness.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine! Oh. I just want to say to you guys,
Free Palestine.
this beat slaps. I just want to say to you guys that people like Winston Peters here, they've been so exposed, man. They've been so exposed for who they really are. They are just these dudes out for themselves. They don't care about their voting base. They don't care about anybody but holding on to power. They only give a shit about holding on to power. That's it. They just want to hold on to power for as long as possible. Hey, Sophia. Kia ora. They want to hold on to power for as long as possible. And that's their goal in life. They're so drunk of power. They don't care. They don't care about material outcomes for anybody other than themselves and their investors. That's what I call them, investors. I don't call them funding sources. They're investors. They're investing in these people to do their bidding. It's the worst sort of politics, and we need to move on from it. So one big story now I want to talk about is what's happening with Japan, okay? It's massive news. The U.S. has bailed out Japan. Hey, Candace. Hello, Mike. Hello, Candace. How are ya? How are you, governor? They bailed out Salam Fudge. Hey, Faye. They bailed, like, they're trying to rescue Japan's currency. They're doing it. We're good, Candace. We are good. Hey, Candace, that platform that I've been talking about is going to be ready soonish. I'm about another week to 2 weeks away. I'll keep you posted, okay? I know you were interested in talking about it a little bit further. But, folks, listen to me. Listen to me. This bailout is kind of crazy and comes at, I think, quite an important time. And it signals something. And it signals something deeply, deeply wrong with the Japanese economy. And the fact that the U.S. has come to Japan's rescue also says that Japan is a country or an economy that cannot be ignored, especially if the West wants to maintain its dominance. And I think this bailout is quite a big signal, and we've got to watch it for the next few days, what happens after this. But it's quite a big signal that things aren't going all smooth in Project the West. Exactly. It's all interconnected, right? What people are doing, what a lot of what a lot of traders do is they buy Japanese currency, and then they use Japanese currency because it's low cost, and they use Japanese currency to invest in various stock markets, to invest in various markets, and that interconnectedness and the convolution of that interconnectedness is, if it starts to untangle itself, if it starts to unravel itself, like there is potential to, if the borrowing costs for Japan keeps going up, then we could see America be impacted in a big way. This is what a lot of American investors do. It has a name to it. It's like a particular type of trade. I can't remember the name of that trade, but it has a particular type of trade, a particular type of name, where Japanese currency. Nah, it's not Forex. It's called fuck, man. It starts with a B. I can't remember. I'll find the name. But a lot of traders use this strategy, and if that type of trade starts to unravel, it could have a massive impact on America and the world. Japan and UK hold the most US Treasury bonds. If Japan sells, it's not just it's Japan and China hold the most. Japan holds the most. China is the second most. But anyway, this is quite a big move. First joint currency move since 1998. So the yen has now rebounded after a 40-year low.
For the first time in more than a decade, the United States and Japan have joined forces to intervene directly in the currency markets. The goal? Stop the Japanese yen from falling even further after it plunged to levels not seen in nearly 40 years. The move has surprised financial markets because coordinated currency intervention between Washington and Tokyo is extremely rare. The last time both countries acted together was in 2011 following Japan's devastating earthquake and tsunami. Before that, similar action dates back to the Asian financial crisis of the late 1990s. So why has the US decided to step in now? What's in it for Washington? And can this...
Yeah, it's called the yen carry trade. It's called the yen carry trade. That's what I was looking for. It's the carry trade. Doesn't start with a B. It's the yen carry trade. So they borrow low. They take out a loan from Japan because the interest rates are so low, and then they convert the borrowed yen into US dollars to buy higher paying US investments. It's called the carry trade. And the carry trade is, once the carry trade starts unraveling, that's when shit's gonna hit the fan. Yeah, so if Japan's interest rates just keep climbing, this is like current events like happening now this year, or no, it's happening right now. It's happening right now, Ivan.
This actually stopped the yen's long...
Bro, I call you Ivan, I call you Ivan. Like, can you just tell me which version it is? Is it Ivan or Ivan?
...decline. Japan's finance ministry has confirmed that it bought large amounts of yen last week together with the US Treasury Department. The intervention came after the Japanese currency briefly slid to around 164 yen against the US dollar, its weakest level in almost 4 decades. Within hours, the market reacted sharply. The yen surged by nearly 5 yen against the dollar, marking its strongest level in around 2.5 months. Japanese authorities say they acted because recent currency movements had become excessively volatile and risked damaging both Japan's economy and broader financial stability. The US Treasury later confirmed it had participated and signaled that further coordinated intervention remains possible if necessary.
On Friday, July 31st, Japan's Ministry of Finance, in coordination with the US Treasury Department, conducted a coordinated foreign exchange intervention. This
I suspect they realized the U.S. economy is tanking. Nah, it's not tanking. The U.S. economy is a high-risk economy at the moment because a lot of growth, GDP growth has slowed down in Q2 of this year. And a lot of whatever GDP growth there is because of AI investment. And what I think America's doing is trying to shore up all of the weak spots to ensure whatever's going to happen next isn't going to tank the American economy. So that's what America's doing now. It's just shoring up all of its weaknesses, all of its weak points to ensure it's as protected as possible.
coordinated intervention was carried out based on the Japan-U.S. Finance Minister's joint statement issued in September 2025 and was intended to address the recently observed excessive volatility and disorderly movements in the yen. Japan's Ministry of Finance is closely monitoring the situation and remains in close communication with the U.S.
Shiny.
Treasury Department.
Did I say hi to
We
Shiny?
will not
Hi,
hesitate
Shiny.
to conduct further coordinated intervention if necessary. Regarding the current
Guys, I don't think it's crumbling just yet. I don't think it's crumbling just yet. I think it is. It's in a high risk situation, but it could tip both ways. I think it's in a very high risk situation.
situation or any additional intervention measures, I have no further comments to add at this time. As authorities from the Japanese Ministry of Finance and the U.S. Treasury Department, we will take resolute action against future disorderly movements in the yen, and we ensure that actions will indeed be carried out, for which we stand ready to do so at any time.
Why has the yen become so weak?
The biggest reason is the enormous gap in interest rates between Japan and the United States. While the US Federal Reserve has kept interest rates relatively high to control inflation, Japan has spent decades maintaining some of the lowest interest rates in the developed world. Higher American interest rates offer investors better returns, encouraging them to move money into US dollar assets instead of Japanese ones. That constant demand for dollars has pushed the yen steadily lower. Japan also faces long-term structural challenges, including an aging population, slower...
Jules, you just got off work? Hello, welcome. Good to see you, Jules. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome in, everybody. Oh, it's so nice to see all of you. As text on the screen, but still, you know.
Economic growth, weak productivity, and heavy dependence on imported energy, much of which is priced in US dollars. A weaker currency therefore makes imported fuel, food, and raw materials even more expensive, putting pressure on households and businesses across Japan.
You'd hope China would release the Epstein files. Why the fuck would China give a shit about the Epstein files? China doesn't care.
Many analysts believe Washington's decision was driven as much by protecting its own financial system as helping Japan. Japan remains the largest foreign holder of US government debt. If Tokyo had been forced to intervene alone, it might have needed to sell large amounts of US Treasury bonds to raise dollars. Large Treasury sales could have pushed American borrowing costs even higher at a time when US bond yields are already climbing. By joining the intervention directly, Washington helped Japan stabilize its currency without creating unnecessary stress in the Treasury market. Economists also argue the United States has repeatedly viewed the yen as substantially.
I can guarantee you, Squiblet, that the U.S. is destabilizing itself far more than China could ever. Like, Trump has accelerated that process, but the U.S. is in a really bad place. It's in a high-risk position right now, and that's why it's making moves like this. China doesn't need to do anything. China just needs to sit back and not get into like a major war.
Undervalued. A very weak yen makes Japanese exports cheaper globally, giving Japanese manufacturers a competitive advantage over American companies. Supporting the yen, therefore, also helps address trade imbalances while promoting broader financial stability.
Because we have a good relationship with Japan. We're very strong, very, very strong financially. And they are, they have a weakening yen, and they wanted a little bit of help, and we're always there for Japan. Japan's been very good to us, with the exception, of course, of Pearl Harbor.
Mr. President,
They were not good. Japan wanted.
With the exception of Pearl Harbor. What a douche. What about Unit 731, bro? When, they murdered so many American POWs. You don't have anything to say about that? Release the Unit 731 files. Release those files.
It was really, more than anything else, it was a signal of friendship.
You said
Because the yen is weakening, and the dollar is doing great.
You said the answer.
The fact is, our country is doing great. Everybody wants help from our country.
That remains the biggest question. Currency intervention can change market sentiment quickly, but history suggests its effects often fade unless economic fundamentals also change. Japan has already carried out several interventions over the past year. Each produced only temporary gains before the yen weakened again. Ultimately, analysts say lasting support for the currency will likely require further interest rate increases from the Bank of Japan alongside stronger domestic economic growth. Without those changes, markets may eventually overwhelm even coordinated government intervention. Still, officials insist they are prepared to step back into the market whenever necessary.
Why does this matter globally?
This is about far more than Japan's currency. Movements in the yen affect global financial markets, international trade, bond markets, and investor confidence around the world. A disorderly collapse in the yen could spill into government bond markets, increase volatility across currencies, and create fresh risks for the global economy. The intervention also signals something larger. Washington and Tokyo are willing to coordinate much more closely when financial stability is threatened. Some analysts describe it as the beginning of a new phase in the US-Japan economic relationship, one where currency markets, interest rates, and financial stability are increasingly managed together. Whether this marks a one-off emergency response or the start of more frequent joint interventions will depend largely on what happens to the yen in the coming weeks. But after more than a decade without acting together, the United States and Japan have once again shown they are prepared to enter the markets when they believe global financial stability is at risk.
Yeah. But global financial... why does global financial stability matter for the U.S.? Why does it matter? Because that is America's leverage over everybody else. Because as long as the global system maintains status quo, it means that America keeps its hegemonic control over the world. America weaponizes the global financial system whenever it gets a chance. That's how America maintains control, that along with its military. So maintaining status quo is very important for America. And that's what it's going to work very hard to do. Hey, I read good. Welcome. That's what it's going to continue to do. Here's another bit of analysis of this from Australia, from Straya. Trump didn't shit the bed for once. Cass, can you elaborate? Like, are you talking about actually shitting the bed, or like he didn't do something, like he didn't bomb Japan or something?
Since the U.S. and Israel attacked Iran, is expectations for U.S. interest rates have gone up by about 1 percentage point. So if you look at what the market is saying Fed funds rate will be at the end of this year, it's now saying around 4%, whereas at the end of February it was saying 3%. So the attraction for moving money out of Japan to the United States has gone up.
Welcome. How unusual is it to see two countries, in this case the US and Japan, say out loud that they are working together to prop up a currency?
It's very unusual. And in fact, many times in the past when countries would intervene in currencies, they would try not to talk about it. They might no one might disclose it. It's even more rare to have joint intervention and to confirm that it's occurred. Partly, I guess, because you don't really want to disclose that you're trying to manipulate markets. You want people in the markets to think something is.
Normally, he sabotages U.S. hegemony at every opportunity. I don't think this is particularly a good sign, because intervening like this is showing that there are weak points emerging, and the U.S. is getting concerned, right? Like, it's very important. These are signs rather than anything else. Like, when everything starts to crumble, hey, Southern leftists, welcome. When everything starts to crumble, it's not going to be one action or one particular change or one particular bad move. It's going to be a combination of so many different things. So this is a signal. It's one signal in so many that we're seeing at the moment. And I think this is him trying to protect whatever the weakest points of the US.
Change that's bigger, that's more macroeconomic.
Why is the yen falling, and why is it in the US's economic interest to help keep it higher?
There are a number of reasons why the yen has been depreciating over time. Number one, when I think about foreign exchange or currency valuations, in general, theoretically, they're driven by changes in expectations of interest rate differentials. It's a mouthful. But basically, if you think about it, if you're an investor and you're in Australia and you can only get a 3% interest rate here, but you can get a 6% interest rate somewhere else, you might be tempted to move your money to that other country to get higher yield. So the bigger the differential, the more there's an incentive to move your money into a different currency to get those yields. Well, what's been happening this year, especially since the U.S. and Israel attacked Iran, is expectations for U.S. interest rates have gone up by about 1 percentage point. So if you look at what the market is saying Fed funds rate will be at the end of this year, it's now saying around 4%. Whereas at the end of February, it was saying 3%. So the attraction for moving money out of Japan to the United States has gone up. And I should note, by the way, interest rate expectations in Japan have not changed at all since February. So that's an extra 100 basis points net. So that's one reason. The other might be AI. A lot of money globally has been moving to the U.S. to try to play the AI trade. Yeah. And so there has been speculation that that might also be a vulnerability of the U.S. if the AI story in any way starts to reverse.
Whoa, there's so many people who've just come in. Has someone's stream ended? Did Hassan's stream end early or something? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Twitch folks.
Japan is now the largest holder of US treasuries. The US doesn't want to risk Japan selling those off anytime soon in order to defend its own currency, does it?
The US has I think, a problem in this regard. We have over $39.5 trillion U.S. dollars of treasuries outstanding, $31.5 trillion of those owned by the public. And the other $8 trillion are owned by government retirement funds and other entities.
Northbound train.
Out of the $39.5 trillion of treasuries, $9.6 trillion is owned by foreigners.
The 30-year Treasury yield is 5.25. Yeah, I saw the Treasury jump up after the Fed chair, the new Fed chair, made his announcement that he was going to hold rates, and then just rambled along and didn't make any sense. Immediately after he made his announcement, the 30-year Treasury yield jumped a lot. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. New policies in Japan is a big factor. I heard now they are implementing new immigration rules that make more difficult for those with work visas to renew. Oh my gosh.
1.2 trillion of that is owned by Japanese investors. So it's, 1/8 of all of the foreign holdings. So bottom line is, given that we've had many years of Japanese rates being close to zero, well below US rates, well below rates in Australia and New Zealand, for example, a lot of Japanese high net worth investors and big pension plans looked and said, we can pick up extra yield, we'll get a higher interest rate. And in many cases, they did not hedge the currency, meaning they basically sold yen, bought US dollars. And while the yen has been going down in value, they've made money on the extra interest and they made money on the currency. There's this kind of balancing act for the US if we want the Japanese to be buying our treasuries. But
crazy policy considering the decline in birth rate in Japan. Man, it's crazy policy anyway. It's not just the birth rate. But yeah, it's all connected though, isn't it? Korea is in a worse place though, man. South Korea, I mean, like the birth rate in South Korea is like really bad.
But as they normalize interest rates, at some point the Japanese yen may well start to strengthen, which decreases the attractiveness of US treasuries on an unhedged basis. And if you have to start hedging, it's not really attractive at all for a Japanese investor. And we have to fund these $2 trillion a year deficits we're still running on top of all that debt.
How likely is it that greater disorderly yen movements, as Scott Bessent labelled them, could translate to disorderly market sell-offs, not just in currency and bonds, but
Huge.
equities also?
Massive.
Yeah, that's a tougher question to answer. I mean, I think there's always a risk that if you have extreme volatility in one asset class or one part of the broad global markets, that it can surprise people by showing up somewhere else. That you could see, for example, changes in currency affecting bond yields, which then affect equity prices. Hard for me to put my finger on a probability of that happening right now. The yen had been weakening quite materially. So with this intervention over the last few days, they've basically brought the yen back to levels seen a few months ago. So I think that risk is down. The only thing I would note is the skepticism. These government interventions in currency markets tend historically to have a short-lived effect. And then the markets go back to doing what they were doing based on economic fundamentals.
But are the risks building for Wall Street? What are share market investors to make of this timing, given the global geopolitical instability and the volatility when we talk about tech stocks and earnings?
The bigger risk is exactly what you just said. It's on the geopolitical front. Iran seems to be settling again. Our geopolitical advisory group thinks that we'll be... And for months now, we're going to be in a simmering conflict where periodically you get calm after a memorandum of understanding, and then you get flare-ups like we saw in the last 3 weeks. Maybe the bigger concern is on the AI story. And make no mistake, I think AI is going to be revolutionary for the global economy. It's already changing how each of us do our jobs. But the bigger concern that seems to be more and more prevalent on Wall Street is we're investing trillions of dollars in AI CapEx in the United States. How do we get a payoff on that? Investors are really questioning the business approach, the strategy, and they're getting more skeptical about the amount of debt being used to fund all of this.
Ronald?
Yeah, the one thing I would extend on that, guys, is, again, America's growth in Q2 of 2026, very soft. Soft like Donald Trump's PP. Very soft. And I will just say that even that soft growth, whatever that soft growth has been, do you want me to stop saying soft growth? Because it's kind of, yeah. I feel like I'm saying soft growth way too much. But even that soft growth, a large percentage of that growth is because of AI investment. Not as soft as the diaper. a large part of that growth is due to AI investments, right? So AI investment is everything for America right now. AI has to succeed. And AI has to return. The market needs AI to work for America to continue to grow, have massive growth. So they've put all their eggs in one basket, but yeah, it's not as simple, or I should say, it's not as simple as going balls deep in AI, right? Like AI is the amount of money they've put into, say, ChatGPT. ChatGPT is never going to return on investment, make return on that much investment. It isn't. People know. How the fuck is OpenAI going to return $1.5 trillion? How is that possible? And then you have Anthropic. Haven't they lost billions? They haven't lost billions. They're burning through a lot of cash. So they're burning through billions of dollars a month to build whatever they're trying to build by cutting $1 trillion in labor cost. How can you cut $1 trillion in labor cost, Shiny? Like, how is that possible? Like, these things aren't going to replace human beings yet. But you can't cut $1 trillion people's jobs. It will create, $1 trillion worth of labor costs. It will create like massive backlash. Also asking for tax breaks and subsidies. Yeah. I don't know, guys. Like, to me, it's just so confusing. And it's not just one AI company, right? Like, it's not just OpenAI that's taking all of the investment, all of the capex. It's like 10 of them, 10 more. It's the whole AI industry as a whole is sucking in all investment, all the cash. But there's no promise of returns. There's no promise that it's going to return anything. I just don't know, man. Our department at work lost a role to ChatGPT. Our supervisor is so proud of himself. Oh my gosh, Candace. You know what you should do, Candace? Just kick him in the nuts. Do it. Just at work, kick him in the nuts. Take one for the team. Get it over with. And just walk out. I'd love to. All right, let's move to Iran a little bit. Let's talk about Iran a little bit. We will go back to the economy in a sec, but I wanna come back to Iran. What's happening around there, because it is going to be such a big influence on everyone's on the economies at large. But let's talk about Iran just for a second. Let's get some updates in.
Our military analyst Sean Bell joins us. Sean, what is the pressure here on the president that maybe is leading him to change course yet again?
Yeah, good afternoon, Gareth.
I can answer that question because there's no way to win. There's no path to whatever victory Trump is looking for. Trump has been grabbed by the Hormuzzi, and Iran isn't letting it go. Hey, Asena, and for me, I just feel like Trump is just rubber banding from, oh, we should attack them, to, oh no, we should stop. America, man, what is Trump doing?
Yeah, it's a familiar story, isn't it? President Trump puts out these huge threats and then backpedals when he says that talks are in progress. So this time Iran has actually said, as you've covered, that there are no talks. But it is worth remembering that there are lots of interlocutors that do talking behind the scenes before it gets in front of the main players. I think that for me, the key question is why now? You know, it was originally America striking war with Iran, but it's gradually expanded to much more of a regional conflict. So if you look at the Middle East countries, their exports have been affected and some of their infrastructure has been damaged. We saw the other day that Iraq was actually targeted. attended. There was some funerals there, anti-American sentiment.
Asena, this is for you.
Well done, my boy. देखा मैंने कितना अच्छा डांस करता है?
He's buying time to replenish munition supply. It's actually really obvious. What is he? Who cares if he replenishes supplies, man? What is he bombing? You realize Iran is massive, right? If he doesn't put boots on the ground, nothing is going to change. They literally drained their missile supplies, and Iran is still blocking Hormuz. Like, what are we talking about here?
Reopening the Strait of Hormuz.
It's crazy. He's not getting through.
Down the Bab el-Mandab Straits, we understand the traffic through there has actually been slowing quite significantly because of the threats to the Saudi oil there. And even up in Egypt, if you look at the eastern end of the Mediterranean, there's been some strikes up there. I think what's been fascinating is that America has claimed the Middle East, the leaders of the Middle East are very supportive of this war. But actually, we saw a really unprecedented situation this last weekend where the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman actually had a phone call with President Trump from Saudi Arabia saying, look, you need to back off, urging America to be much more restrained. That was backed up by the UAE and Qatar as well, just reminding him that you've picked a fight with Iran. Iran's missiles can't reach as far as America. But
let me be clear. Bin Salman did not say you need to back off. What he really said was, Habibi Trump. Now you bombed the shit out of Iran. You've used all your missiles. Nothing happened. Why do you think using more missiles is going to change? Habibi, listen to me. Just stop, Habibi. Just stop. Habibi, please. Just stop bombing Iran.
Reopening the Strait of Hormuz.
But they can reach as far as us. If you were to be a cynic, though, you'd say that these announcements also manage the price of oil. It was on its way up over the weekend. Prospect of talks is back down by 5% again. It is some of these announcements are manipulating the markets as we go.
What
about domestic pressures? Where do they factor into all of this?
Yeah, I mean, it's day 157, I think, of the war now. At the start of it, President Trump said it was a 4 to 6 week war. He said that, 28th of February it started off. The distant prospect of these midterm elections, which is so vital for President Trump, but also the Republican Party, we're almost a year away. But of course, now we're actually only 92 days away from those. We're 150 odd days into the war, and all of a sudden the clock is ticking, pressure is building. Now, the war is unpopular back in the US. The Pew Research Center has done some polling. Over 60% of Americans are deeply unhappy with the war. They're seeing inflation, high gas prices, although their gas prices still equate to about 60p a gallon, which I noticed that we're paying about 3 times that in the country. But for President Trump, getting the Strait of Hormuz open is now becoming an urgent priority, and it's pretty clear that military action simply delays the inevitable.
Trump says talks are happening. The Iranians say there's no talks at the moment. There's probably something in between because there's the Pakistanis and the Qataris doing some mediating. If conversations do take place, what's the focus of them?
Well, if you'd asked me at the beginning of the war, it was all about the nuclear, curtailing Tehran's nuclear.
Really? At the beginning of the war, who the fuck ever believed that it was about nuclear weapons? Honestly. Because Trump clearly said it was about overthrowing the regime. It was about overthrowing the Israeli government. He made it very clear. He even implored Iranian people to take to the streets and rebel, I guess, or cause a revolution. Like, they made statements, man.
Ambitions, but the crocodile nearest the canoe at the moment is undoubtedly the Strait of Hormuz. That's the one that needs to be opened. The 10-day rolling average of movement through the Strait of Hormuz is now down at about 4 ships a day. If you look at that compared to the pre-war, it was about 100. And even Oman and Iran are now in discussions between them to sort out how would the interim arrangements potentially longer.
I have been watching a fair bit of Bloomberg at the moment just to see how the markets are reacting to this situation. Honestly, guys, they are so stressed out right now. They are so stressed out because the reserve oil is getting to a very low amount because, everyone's drawing from them, right? That's how things are being kept. Like the prices of oil is being kept so low. So who knows how many weeks these people have? They're not telling us the truth. And I do have a bit of the Chevron CEO raising a bit of an alarm on Fox News. I'll put that on as well.
Long-term arrangements for managing the strait. I think what's been interesting, the US strategy here has always been, even to the last few days, hit Iran hard till they can't take any more and force them to the negotiating table. That might work with democracy, but the Iranian people are definitely hurting, but the IRGC are not. They see this as a once-in-a-generational opportunity to actually recover from being a pariah state to potentially being a regional power, control the Strait of Hormuz and everything. They probably can't believe their luck in a way. And this all appears to be the outcome of what, from a military perspective, looks a very ill-conceived US strategy for the region.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Not that one. Noisy, you're looking very dashing tonight. Oh, Pax! Thank you. Thank you.
I want to be a good boy.
Thank you so much. Hey, Big Jerry, welcome. I'll play the Chevron CEO one. You'd be surprised. Many morons, and they believe the strait is open to. Wow. Hold on. Let's play this.
Welcome back. A blowout quarter for Chevron.
Hey,
with record earnings,
welcome.
record U.S. production, faster than expected integration with Hess, and a new deal with Microsoft to power up a data center in Texas. Joining me now is the chairman and CEO of Chevron, Mike Wirth. Mike, great to have you. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome, Maria. It's good to be with you.
Well, it was an incredible quarter. Net earnings at $12.1 billion. That was more than $6 a share. The company's highest quarterly profit in at least 6 years on revenue of $70.1 billion, up 56% from a year ago. Can you give us the main takeaways of the quarter and what we should understand best about what took place in the last 3 months?
What took place in the last 3 months? Yeah, bro. Oil prices have been fucking high. That's why.
The story of the quarter is one of consistent execution, strong production, and record U.S. refinery throughput. We had assets around the world that ran at or near full capacity. We set a production record in the U.S. at nearly 2.1 million barrels of oil equivalent per day. We had record refinery throughput with runs greater than 1 million barrels a day, an all-time high here in the U.S., and several refineries set all-time records. All of that critically important at a time when the world energy system has been stressed and the need for supplies to markets and customers has never been higher. I'm really proud of our people in the quarter they delivered.
Yeah, congratulations. And you've been investing in this period. You know, one of the highlights, obviously, was much higher oil prices. And, Mike, that's because of this war in Iran. And I want to get your take on that, because the last time we spoke, there was serious worries about security, about ships transporting through the Strait of Hormuz. What can you tell us as this war has escalated once again?
Well, I'll start with your comment about growth. Our production was up 20% year on year, 5% just since the first quarter to the second quarter. So we have been investing to grow production and bring energy to the market. The issues associated with the conflict in the Strait continue, and there are new developments each and every day. We now see not only the Strait of Hormuz, but the Red Sea and the Black Sea have risks and uncertainties. So some of the challenges have expanded. And the risks to
he's talking about both
supply are very real. We've seen demand in the world remain pretty strong, and China is perhaps the unexpected part of the story in that they've been able to reduce their crude purchases, which has taken a little bit of the pressure off the demand side of the equation as supply has had these challenges and these risks. And so inventories have been drawn down around the world, whether it's strategic stocks or commercial stocks, and the situation remains somewhat fragile and uncertain.
Well, has the Iran conflict permanently changed how you view geopolitical risk and energy security at this point, Mike? I mean, we're worried about ships transporting and actually a shutdown in shipping for.
So Chevron and these oil companies like Chevron are responsible for driving Trump's decision making. Okay, this guy is always the oil lobbies are so powerful because as the saying goes, when you control energy, you control the world, and it's true. America is investing a lot in continuing to keep the world addicted to oil. America is spending a shitload of money trying to keep the world addicted to oil and a shitload of energy through military means. And right now, the big transitional moment is happening where China is leading in, next generation technology, EVs, clean energy transition or the green energy transition. And China is trying to move the world to that reality because it's got control of those supply chains, whereas America is trying to keep the world addicted to oil. And those dynamics are what is creating all of the conflicts in the world today. Is there are two juggernauts, massive economies, vying for domination, I guess, moving into the next chapter of whatever comes with geopolitics. And that stress is what's causing so many of the conflicts in the world today. And guys like this, the Chevron CEO, are so involved in keeping the world addicted to oil. And I can guarantee you this guy has made some very, very evil decisions. There is no way you can continue to be a company like this without destroying huge numbers of lives and even making military decisions for the President of the United States. I just think these people are incredibly evil.
Or for these refined products.
Hey, Auntie Wash.
Our thinking on this is evolving. We've seen things like that happen over the past. I've been in this industry for 44 years. We've seen conflicts in the Middle East. We've seen conflicts in other parts of the world that have created issues for our industry. The industry responds in the short term with rerouting of supplies, and I think the industry's done well in this. The United States has been a big part of the story because as the biggest producer in the world, the biggest exporter now, to meet needs of our allies around the world, the U.S. has stepped up to be part of the answer here. Longer term, I think you will see some changes in the system. We are in discussions with Iraq about potentially entering one or two oil fields there, and part of those discussions would include a framework that would allow the construction of a pipeline.
Yeah, remember the Iraqi leader just was at the White House. This is what's happening here, guys. All of these geopolitical moves is about energy control. Energy control is a key decision point, and if not the biggest decision point. And why was the Iraqi leader at the White House just like last week or a couple of weeks ago? It'll be for this. The Iraqi leader would have met this Chevron CEO, and what we see on TV with all of these leaders meeting Donald Trump, that's not the main meeting, right? Like, they're not there to just meet Donald Trump. It's these executives. And the Iraqi leader would have met this guy, and they would have worked out a deal. This is disgusting. Also, hello everyone. Hey, risky biscuit, welcome. The Iraqi leader was definitely there meeting this guy, and oh, man, And no wonder that there's now more airstrikes on Saudi Arabia from Iraq. Iraq and Saudi Arabia tensions are increasing because the government is starting to double down its effort in courting America and American companies, while I guess resistance forces don't want that to happen, and they're ramping up their attacks on American bases too. So it's all starting to unravel. I just feel like America is going to get far more violent in managing its energy interests in the Middle East in particular, but also looking forward, I think, to try and control more of the mineral supply chain around the world.
That would go north and then move to the Mediterranean Sea and create a pathway for that production to get to market that would not have to go through the route today, which is through the Strait of Hormuz. And so I think you will see changes in the energy system. It's a little early to say what all of them are as we deal with what's still an evolving set of circumstances.
Well, thank you for that, because I know now you've got the Houthis involved. They've been attacking assets near the Red Sea. You've got Egypt. So, Mike, what can you tell us about infrastructure that has been hit as a result of this war? Is there any reason to believe that it's going to take longer and longer to get that infrastructure back in place?
Well, it depends on the particular circumstances. In some cases, the hits are relatively easily fixed if it's piping or tanks. In other instances, if it's more sophisticated processing equipment, that takes more sophisticated and specialized manufacturing to replace that equipment, and the lead times on replacing that can be months or even years in some cases. And so I think the unfortunate thing is that energy assets have been targeted in this conflict, and what that means is it degrades the capacity of the energy system to meet global demand, and how quickly that comes back will be one of the things that determines when markets actually get back to some sort of a new equilibrium.
But Mike, you've said that given this disruption, you would expect oil prices to remain elevated for some time, right?
We've seen supply constrained, we've seen damage to infrastructure, and we have new risks that I think will be priced into the market on shipping, for instance. So shipping rates, shipping insurance, and the willingness of ship owners to go to certain ports in the world is likely to remain a question for some time to come. As I mentioned earlier, the inventories around the world have been drawn down. So some of the buffers that have bought us time and allowed markets not to increase the way some feared that they might, those buffers are greatly diminished, and the risks continue to present themselves. And so I think what that creates is a situation where the price pressure is more to the upside than it is to the downside. And so I do believe that we're going to see circumstances keep that pressure in place here for a time to come.
Mike, let me get back to the quarter, which was
Yeah, so just to clarify what he said there for those who didn't catch that, what he said there was prices are going to remain higher for longer because there are risks. There are risks at the moment that are causing that to happen. And one of those risks is the drawdown of reserves. They are at critical levels, and Bloomberg has been talking a lot about this. The drawdown, they're reaching historic lows right now.
a blowout quarter and your company's execution. It is also the one-year anniversary since you closed the Hess transaction. And you said in the quarterly analyst meetings that you've achieved 50% more synergies with $1.5 billion in synergies. Tell me what this Hess acquisition has done.
Okay, that's all I wanted to. I don't want to listen to the rest of that bullshit. But here's an interesting story. The Pentagon is now crowdsourcing ideas on how to punish Iran. The Pentagon has gone out to its staff and gone, "Hey, let's start ideating some creative ideas on how to punish Iran. They used the bombs. It didn't work. They used coercion. They used the Gulf states, the bases in the Gulf states. They tried to bring global pressure. They've tried everything. But Trump is struggling to
reopening the Strait of Hormuz.
He ain't reopening the Strait of Hormuz anytime soon. Iran has grabbed Trump by the Hormuzzi. So, yeah, like a suggestion box. They're gonna do suggestion boxes in the Pentagon, okay? And yeah, it's just incredible to me to see all of this stuff playing out, because they truly have no fucking clue.
Don't give the ball away!
Bringing you a CNN exclusive, the U.S. military is reportedly crowdsourcing ideas for the Iran war, sending out an email asking troops for creative and unconventional ways to punish and put pressure on Iran. CNN's Zach Cohen broke this story. What did you learn as you got this information that there was a request out there to help with Iran in any way possible?
Yes, Sarah. Sources telling me and our Katie Boat Lillis that the U.S. military is casting a wide net as it's seeking new ideas for how to ramp up the pressure on Iran. And it comes as the U.S. military and Central Command in particular is reevaluating their current strategy and the options that are currently available to President Donald Trump intended to bring Iran to the table on his terms. And that includes this effectively a crowdsourcing email that we're told was sent to a broad range of U.S. military analysts and military planners last week, just before President Donald Trump issued those threats to escalate the conflict with a new round of military strikes, ultimately walking that threat back this weekend. But we're told that the email itself asked for, quote, creative and unconventional ways to pressure and punish Iran. And this is significant on a couple of different fronts. One, multiple sources we talked to said that the request itself is not necessarily a bad idea. Clearly, the Trump administration has been looking for a way to ramp up that pressure on Iran in a pursuit of some sort of a diplomatic negotiated agreement that has eluded them to date. But at the same time, the request also betrays the idea that this strategy currently being used by the U.S. military is not having the effect that the president and the Pentagon want to see. So one source put it to me this way. At the end of the day, POTUS will want a deal. So he'll continually look for ways to get tough and get out of this. You need creative minds at times, especially if you're running out of conventional options. And we've reported, too, previously that both the CIA and the...
for the Noisy Crew detected. Thank you, kind viewer. Your support is appreciated.
Oh, thank you, Risky Biscuit. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate that. If you guys don't know, our doggo has been through a fair bit of strife over the last couple of weeks. He had 2 major surgeries in 7 days. And I've got a campaign running for community help on this. The vet bills are massive. And we've gone into like major debt just to keep him alive. He is our boy. We love him. And I've got a GoFundMe going. But hopefully today he comes back home. Not a GoFundMe, sorry. It's a campaign, a Streamladder campaign. Hopefully today he gets released, but he's had a tough couple of weeks. The whole surgery has cost us around 30,000 New Zealand dollars, and yeah, it's insane. I obviously don't expect that much to raise that much, but it's a massive point in our lives for our family. But we couldn't imagine life without him. He's almost 3 years old, and he's our good boy. He's such a great addition to the family. He's been such a great addition, and we just love the guy to bits. We couldn't imagine life without him. So we did what we had to do, and yeah, Risky Biscuit, you just tipped $10. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Defense Intelligence Agency have assessed that the kind of airstrikes the U.S. military has been carrying out to date are unlikely to force Iran back to the table on Donald Trump's terms. And so there is this reluctance, though, at the same time, to escalate the conflict. We know that there was reporting.
I know how it goes.
Direct support for the Noisy Crew detected. Thank you, kind viewer. Your support is appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you, Tim May. Thank you. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 20. I know how it goes. I've got a 12-year-old Irish setter. Oh, nice. Yeah, how can... Like, I've been through a fair bit of, like, I went through burnout. And during that time, you know, depression, anxiety. And we decided to get this guy. He's been... like the most incredible inclusion to our family, to my life, and irreplaceable, man. Like the bond we have. He's part of. Your dog is an honorary American for the medical bills. Yeah. The bond we have, you can't rebuild that stuff, you know. It's you can't just get a new dog and replace it. So we've done whatever we can with whatever resources we have. We love the guy to bits.
By CNN and others last week that the president was considering potential strikes on Iran's energy infrastructure, for example. That has elicited concerns from the Pentagon and the intelligence community about what potential impact that might have. And we went to U.S. Central Command for comment for this reporting, and they responded that, quote, U.S. Central Command has a long history of thinking and working in innovative ways. Admiral Cooper, in particular, reaches out to members of our great team, regardless of rank, to achieve the highest levels of operational possible. So we'll ultimately have to
Your kitty is 13. That's awesome.
If any new fresh ideas come from this crowdsourcing email or other conversations, but it's clear that the Pentagon is looking for a new path forward.
The president says they are going to be in talks today. We will see.
I hope the people in the Pentagon all go, guys, how about we sign a deal? How about we sign a peace deal? We've lost. Let's sign a peace deal and let's just move on from this. I hope that's what they say. Let's sign the peace deal and let's move forward into a multipolar world. Let's not try and do anything more. Let's stop killing people. Let's stop military interventions. How about we just bring on the multipolar world peacefully, empathetically, and let's build a more equitable world for all. Like, why can't it be like that? If you're here in the chat and you work in the Pentagon, listen to me. Listen to me, staffers.
Direct support for the Noisy Crew detected. Thank you, kind viewer. Your support is appreciated.
Oh my gosh, not the one. $100. Thank you so much. Not the one. Oh my goodness. Thank you, guys. Holy shit. Thank you so much. Hey, Monique, welcome. In a perfect world, Omar, I don't know, man. What other option do they have? What is it? Just kill more people? Is that something Americans want? Just what is the option here? Just
Mass gift subs detected. Thank you for bringing more people into the Noisy Crew. Your efforts are noted.
Oh my gosh. 8-bit supercomputer. Thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. Welcome in. Slumpy Space Princess. Apocal Optimist. Welcome. The one true real God. Pet Files? Pet Files? Or Pet Flies? Pet Fees. Pet Pet Fees, welcome. And Tissy Steven 4550. Welcome. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much, 8-bit supercomputer. Thank you. Thank you. No, it's what our corrupt politicians want. Yeah, I know, Omar, but if they're crowdsourcing it, I'm just hoping that the Pentagon kind of like the people who work there, you know, find it in themselves to say, stop it. I got a suggestion. Pentagon staffers, you listen to me good. If you're near a convenience store right now, any type of 24-hour store, go into the store right now and put your hand in the cash register for no reason. Their money is your money as of right now. What? Oh my goodness. What? Oh! Straight up. Oh! What is perfect world, actually? I think world is already perfect. Nobody wants to fight or go to war apart from few countries making all the mess globally. Remove them and the world going to be a lot better? No, I don't think so. Sorry. I don't think it's that simple. I think the world needs to accept that we are moving from, you know, a unipolar world. It's a famous New York City meme. A unipolar world where America is basically the world police to a different model. Like, it's happening whether America or the West likes it or not. What an opportunity for the West to lead that into the world rather than resist. What an opportunity for the West to bring that on rather than resist this change and continue to, you know, extract wealth from the global South. What a great opportunity. But, you know, our politicians are who they are.
What happens there. Zach Cohen, great reporting from you, and Katie Bowe, thank you. Appreciate it.
US President Donald Trump again calling off a threatened massive attack on Iran, saying talks are resuming today. Iran, for its part, saying negotiations with the US are not happening now. Iranian state media report Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi spoke with senior Saudi and Pakistani officials on Sunday night, though, and the foreign...
It was this DJ who got hyper, did this interlude for Otis. Hold up. Let me play it.
Make them tuck their whole summer in. New York City, you listen to me. If you're near a convenience store right now, any type of 24-hour store, go into the store right now and put your hand in the cash register for no reason. Their money is your money as of right now. Make them tuck their whole summer in.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. Straight up. Just go put your hand in there. Noisy, we have two massive Senate primaries tomorrow. Abdul El-Sayed in Michigan and Cory Bush in Missouri. In Missouri. Oh, get a chopped cheese while you're there. Oh, chopped cheese. I want one of those. I want to try one of those. But with the amount of criticism I have for the U.S., I don't think I'll ever be allowed into the U.S. ever again. As a Missourian, you have permission to call it misery. You can't beat a New York City chopped cheese. Nice. Man, the one thing that I'm gonna miss about going to America is the food, the terribly delicious food. Hey, Shanna, welcome.
The ministry says Iran is in talks with Oman to establish a safe temporary corridor for vessels transiting the Strait of Hormuz. So where do things stand at the beginning of this week. We've got Elena Treen at...
What food? McDonald's? Nah, it's the street food, Fudge. It's the street food. I'm an American but have no clue what a chopped cheese is. Really? Oh my gosh. The sad food? Nah, man. Like, I'm talking about... You know those people who... Oh, Ms. V, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. Thank you. I think America has a lot of great food. A lot of great food. Obviously imported from different places. And just the access to so many different ingredients has created a little bit of a... You mean cultural foods? Yeah, Fudge. Street sausage, peppers, and onion. Where else can you get Korean tacos? Yeah, exactly. Y'all don't usually know what kolaches are, though. What are kolaches? Corned beef egg rolls? Oh! That sounds incredible, man. Corned beef egg roll? Then you will love Canada. Oh, yeah. I mean, Aotearoa has great food as well. Like, we have a lot of imported stuff. But the first time I visited New York City, I went to a hot dog vendor. I had to have a proper New York hot dog. Kolaches are like pigs in a blanket. Nice. I think New York dogs are mid. What? Yeah, one place I do want to go for, like, tasting... I want to try a deep dish pizza in Chicago. Was it worth the hype? Not really, but, you know, it's a childhood thing. Asena. It was a childhood thing. There are a lot of good glizzies here. Yes, go to Gino's for pizza, not Uno. All the people from across the planet sharing food and blending it together. Yeah, exactly. As a Chicagoan, it's terrible. Not worth. Really? Yes, food trucks. Foods are pretty good. I grew up around like markets, you know, because my parents had a food stall and they made masala dosas. Like, if you know about what masala dosas are, they're like this South Indian food. And my parents always got invited to different markets, and we had a food truck as well. So I grew up selling masala dosas in their food stall. I grew up selling those things to people in markets. And yeah, the market life is great. I love it. We have so many dosa places here. Oh, nice. Yeah, my parents are quite well known in Auckland for that product. And yeah, they only had 2 types of masala dosas. They only had 2 types of masala dosas, and they did it for like 20 years, man. They're so well known here. And yeah, when they started, there wasn't masala dosa, you know? They started in like the late 90s. And yeah, dude, like I've grown up around street food, around festival food, market food. So I love that vibe. And I think America has a lot of that, which is pretty cool. Giordano's, nice. Remember the salami on a deep dish isn't a topping. They press the salami into the pizza size and it's under the cheese. Oh. I did the Tony Bourdain in New York City tour. He did for his brief travel show. Oh, shit. Palaces, yeah. That sounds incredible. How was it? No way, dude. Deep dish is amazing at the right place. A slice is a whole meal. We got the dankest spot with cornmeal crust in the Bay Area. Nice. Deep dish is not street food. What you all think about New Orleans or Louisiana foods? They have totally different stuff from the rest of USA. Stuff like Gumbo. I used to love that show. Nice. Philly cheesesteak. Ooh. Now you're talking.
Hoo-yah, Navy.
Now you're talking.
Hoo-yah, Navy. Hoo-yah, Navy.
Hey, Trudy, welcome. Lots of good recommendations. Loved it. He avoid the typical touristy spots. This was pre-COVID. Oh, I see. Gumbo is good. Man, there's so many classic foods that I just want to try. But yeah, I criticize America a lot. So Marco Rubio has said, if you criticize America or Israel, you can't come here. And I'm like, here I am every day, 4 to 8 hours a day criticizing America.
The White House for you, Elena, what are you hearing about the status of negotiations and where things may be headed?
Soul food is high on the list. Top. I would love to go to southern states and try proper barbecue. And I'm not talking about the white dudes doing barbecue. I want the traditional, barbecue. Like, there are some incredible black chefs that I've seen, not just on Netflix and stuff, but just being amplified in various social media. I just love that sort of food as well. I just love food that has history. That's come from a place of oppression and has now become a staple. That's the kind of food. That's the kind of food I think I have a lot of love for. Come to New Orleans, nice. We get barbecue gator or possum. The best food here is immigrant food. Oh yeah, 100%. Lobster used to be that. Now it's rich people food. Oh, I see. They're called pitmasters. Yes, of course, pitmasters. What was I gonna say? Pizza was like that. Pizza was people who were extremely poor, and it was cheap to cook pizzas. Brother, I can get you some barbecue. Nice. You love seafood? Yeah, me too. My favorite thing to do when I used to drink. So I stopped drinking 4 years ago. But when I used to drink beer, my favorite thing to do was on a sunny day, oysters and beer. Honestly, there's nothing like it. If I ever go back to drinking beer again, that is how I will break my beer fast. It will be oysters and beer. I just love oysters. Seafood is my weakness. If you do ever go to the Gulf Coast, try Vietnamese Creole and Vietnamese Cajun too. Nice. On a sunny day, that sounds like stomach trouble. No. I love oysters. Oysters with just a bit of lemon. And yeah, my mouth's watering just thinking about it. Oh, stop it, everybody. Stop talking about food, please.
Headed this week.
Yeah, look, clearly, and we've seen this now multiple times throughout the entire course of this war, Becky. You're hearing one thing from the United States and the Trump administration and a different thing from the...
Come to Seattle for oysters. The problem with oysters is unless they're raw, we get bait and switch with a different fish here. If you guys want to have great oysters, New Zealand is pretty good. New Zealand's awesome for oysters. Like, you get them fresh. They basically catch them straight onto your plate, Good New England clam chowder hits on a cold day. That was peasant food. Yeah, man. I love that sort of food. I love oysters with pickle sauce. Ooh, yeah. Heck yeah. We have fresh oyster bars in Florida. Nice. New Zealand waters are cold or warm? Cold. Two oceans meet at the tip of New Zealand, at the northern tip. Green lip mussels are nice. I just ate clam chowder. Cass, stop it. I'm a farmer's market vendor, and I've tried some of the best food of my life at these events. Yeah, exactly right, Trey. Farmers markets are next level. I just love going to farmers markets and just eating, even if there isn't variety. I just love eating at farmers markets. It's fresh food. You see it. And I've just grown up around farmers markets, man. I've just grown up there. I mean, masala dosas aren't easy to make, especially the way my parents made it. So it was all hands on deck. It would take so much effort. We would go there in the morning, set everything up, and my big back can't take it. We have fresh oyster. Oh, yeah. Tomorrow I will make homemade Lebanese pita. Ooh, nice. Lobster tail? Yeah. Did you learn how to make dosa? Yeah, I did. I know how to make dosa, yeah. Farmers market in Kauai. I don't know how to say that, by the way. Hawaii. That's, I think if you wanted to, New Zealand's tip, you say. Pause, Orpheus, pause. I can honestly say, no matter where you go, if you end up at a farmer's market, you will get an idea of the culture of that place. To say New England and not mention lobster rolls is a crime. Where did I see there's a Netflix show called Who's Gonna Feed Phil? I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like Who's Gonna Feed Phil or something like that. Phil something. In an episode he ate lobster rolls. I was like, oh, please feed Phil or something. Oh my gosh, lobster rolls. I would just love lobster rolls. I'm vegetarian. My Palestinian husband hates me. If you're vegetarian, South Indian food is incredible. Like my mom we're from South India, right? My mom only cooks vegetarian food. And I love my mom's cooking. Noisy, I miss the street food in India. Can't find the same pani puri here. Oh, you can't get the same pani puri like the street food. It's the Phil guy who created the Everyone Loves... yeah, that's the guy. Yes, you're right. What about squids? Anyone like squids? I like squid. I've never had any like real Indian dish. What? Ivan, you're missing out. One of the largest and most diverse cuisines in the world. How have you not had Indian food, man? What is up with you? Have you even lived? Are you real? Are you AI? I have discovered Indian food. It's so good. Oh my gosh. Go deep. Go to all sorts of Indian places. Like every single location in India has its own different. Yeah. Thai is your favorite. I love Thai food as well. I love Thai food. All of the Indian seasonings, yeah. Chicken curry, fish curry, lamb curry, paneer, on and on. Yeah. Biryani. Oh, biryani. Probably spelled it wrong. Yeah. That's okay. I got what you meant. I lived outside Chennai in the early 2000s. The food was so good. Yeah. Anywhere in India, like, the food is the important part in India, you know? If you have good food, it's good. Pad Ki Mao. Nice. Oh, you guys are... Okay, hold on. Kofta. Biryani and vindaloo are my favorite. Yeah, you gotta explore a little bit more, man. I know, like in the West, people find that one type of Indian food and they just stick to it. You got to be open to trying something you don't like to build your Indian food palate, or as the French might say, palais.
Iranians, but the president seeming to have an optimistic tone yesterday when speaking with reporters, said that talks with Iran will resume this afternoon. Iran, for their part, arguing that there's been no indication that that's going to happen and that they're solely negotiating with the Omanis. Now, this comes after, as you mentioned, Becky, that the president, who had been planning and had kind of previewed a massive attack on Iran over the weekend, called off those strikes, arguing one, that he had spoken with several leaders throughout the Middle East. That includes
Bombay aloo. Yeah. I mean, lots of different potato dishes. Really good. They sell frozen Indian food now at Walmarts and Targets. The Indian taste is catching up, similar to the UK adoption. Yeah. Matt, I would have thought Boston would have had a lot of Indian places. I can't believe Boston doesn't have more Indian cuisine. I don't understand why.
Speaking directly, we were told, with Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar, and Iran. Those leaders telling the president that they were worried about the impact of such a major attack, what the retaliation would look like.
Robin, yeah, palak paneer is one of my go-tos. I love palak paneer.
Like for their own countries, but also, of course, what it could do to the very fragile talks happening behind the scenes regarding this broader war. The president also, though, argued that there has been a deal, or parameters of a deal at least, to try and reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Iran, for their part, arguing there is no such long-term deal, that they are talking, they said, with the Omanis to have some sort of temporary solution to allow for free transiting of vessels in the strait. So very messy. And
are all those dots ships? Yeah. So the red dots are energy and the green dots are just they are carrying I'll show you guys the website they're getting this from, Marine Traffic. So this is global shipping. I mean, we look at this a lot. We looked at this a lot initially. But this is the Strait of Hormuz.
Reopening the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, and if they're an arrow, that means they're moving in a particular direction. If they're a dot, then they have stopped. They're still. So you can see not many ships are moving, and Hormuz is definitely closed. It's closed. This is real time. And I've only got the oil, the ships carrying energy, but I can add things like cargo vessels. So the green ones are cargo vessels. So you can see, and this is Bab el-Mandab. Bab el-Mandab's right here. And this is where the Houthis are going to block. And this is the Suez Canal. Is Iran controlling it? Because I'm so confused with it, brother. Yeah, Iran is controlling this, the Strait of Hormuz. 20% of global energy comes through the Persian Gulf. 20% of global energy comes through the Persian Gulf. So blocking the Strait of Hormuz is massive. And then you add Bab el-Mandab, bro, it's all she wrote. Because the Bab el-Mandab Strait, right, it isn't as impactful because there's a different route they can take. They can go around the Cape of Good Hope, around Africa. If Bab el-Mandab is closed, ships can go around Africa like this. Yeah, it adds on more time and cost, but at least your shipments don't stop. But with the Strait of Hormuz, there's no other route. So if you close this off, all of these ships inside and outside are stuck. That's the power. This is Iran's weapon of mass destruction. I guess weapon of mass disruption. But America went in to, stop Iran having nukes. But what they actually gave Iran is something far more impactful than nukes. It's just shut the whole world off from 20% of energy. It's insane. America fucked this up colossally. You can't even... How the heck were they thinking this was a good idea, This is so much more impactful than just nuking something. Saudi has one pipeline to the Red Sea, and that's on this side. Saudi Arabia has a pipeline to, where is it? Not Jeddah. Where are we? Oh, man. There was a military purge because multiple generals said stupid idea. Yeah, I have no doubt that was one of the reasons. But Saudi Arabia is rerouting oil from the Persian Gulf to the Red Sea. Man, why isn't this thing working? Anyway, I wanted to draw on the page, but the UAE is rerouting as well from this side of the Persian Gulf to the Gulf of Oman. So they have a pipeline here, but it's still not enough to fill the gap. This is huge. Trump fired all the generals that actually had a clue and replaced them with Trump loyalists. That's a big part of how this happened. I see.
And a lot of different versions of events depending on which country you were looking at and what you're hearing from the U.S. officials versus Iranian officials. Now, I will say, just to give you a little sense of more of what we heard from the president, he argued yesterday when speaking with reporters on Air Force One that Iran was willing to come to a deal on the Strait. He said because they knew that there was going to be this major attack. He also confirmed that these different Middle Eastern countries had asked him to hold off. He said we were all set to go, but when they
Somaliland, it's the game changer. It's really not, Aswad. It really is not a game changer. Shall I tell you why? Because if you think about the Persian Gulf, America has bases in all of these countries. Military bases in the United Arab Emirates, in Qatar, in Saudi Arabia, in Kuwait, in Bahrain. They have all of their bases here. Okay? They have all military bases. And they can bomb Iran. But Iran has still closed the Strait of Hormuz using two strategies. Mining the strait and, having missiles aimed at ships. It doesn't matter how much you bomb Iran, it's not like it's going to go away. It's the same problem here. Even if Somaliland is if they build a base, it's not. Because even if they build a base in Somaliland, even if, say, Israel or America build a base, the thing that is going to stop shipping is the threat. It's the threat of missiles. They don't even need to launch a missile to stop shipping. They just need to threaten to launch missiles. And all of these ships that go through these different straits or these different places will stop because insurance will just not cover them. That's why having a base in Somaliland is not going to impact the Houthis being able to block this. Just like military bases over here, just like the military bases over here do not stop Iran from blocking the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, I know they're recognizing it and stuff, and even that's why I said even if they build military bases, it's not going to mean that shipping lanes won't be impacted. The Houthis will still threaten shipping through here. And the problem is insurance at the end of the day, because if they do get shot at, insurance just won't pay. The prices of insurance become unaffordable.
The allies asked to call it off. They got us sort of saying, well, let's see. The reason is they think that there is going to be a deal. So a lot of questions here. I'd also remind you about the dynamics and the political dynamics really happening back in the United States. This war has now been started and stopped for weeks now.
The Houthis are not as powerful. Well, America has carried out mass airstrikes in Yemen against the Houthis, and the Houthis are still launching missiles. It's not... The Houthis don't have to be like as strong as Iran to stop shipping. They just need to still keep making missiles. America bombed them for months and they're still launching missiles. So yeah, this is the type of warfare where they need boots on the ground. If America wants to stop the Houthis, they need boots on the ground. If they put boots on the ground, they'll get involved in another forever war. They're not going to put boots on the ground. You can't stop the Houthis, nor can you stop Iran with air bombardment. You can't.
And it comes just 3 months now until the November midterm elections. A lot of uncertainty around the economy. And one of the biggest questions and problems facing this administration is something that wasn't a problem before this war began, which is, of course, reopening the...
Saudi Arabia will take care of them. Bro, Saudi Arabia bombed the Houthis for 20 years and they've gone nowhere. Please.
Strait of Hormuz. So a lot that they still need to work through. Will be trying to figure out what these sort of talks that the president was referring to are going to look like this afternoon and bringing the news.
With us now, retired Army Brigadier General Mark Kimmitt. General, always great to see you. What do you think of this request for ideas, this crowdsourcing notions for how to deal with Iran?
Well, I think it's a good idea. Now, CNN wasn't clear. It said in the headline they were requesting it of troops. In the write-up, it says you're requesting it of analysts. I can assure you that they didn't send me a note, so I suspect they're trying to keep that internal to the uniformed military. Look, I was a CENTCOM planner many, many years ago. I was a planner many, many years ago, and we were always reaching out to the different intelligence agencies and other organizations to develop branches and sequels. That's not a sign of failure. It just is a sign that, as we say, no plan survives first contact with the enemy. So after you've been fighting the campaign for a while, it's good for you to think about, now that we know where we are, beyond what the plan said, how do we take it forward? So I think it's refreshing that Admiral Cooper is doing this. I think there are many that suggest that this is a sign of failure. I wouldn't consider it that at all. I think it's a pretty good idea, as a matter of fact.
So where do you
I think it's a pretty good idea. Oh my God.
think things stand today with Iran? The president said he was calling off a planned bombing campaign. He said there could be talks as soon as today. The Iranians, they're not saying that there's any talks going on. But if there are talks, do you think that, I don't know if this is the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th time, but do you think this will be the charm?
Look, we've got a lot of diplomacy left in this entire campaign. I'm glad to see the president mentioned nuclear capability.
Red Sea will be the next step. What are you talking about, bro? You have no clue what you're talking about, Aswad. You have zero idea about what you're talking about. You don't know how much energy, like Qatar has gas fields in the Persian Gulf that it shares with Iran. What are you talking about? Red Sea will be the next hub. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to say Red Sea will be the next hub. It's insane to say that, especially when the oil fields are on the other side. It's so stupid. Where are these people? Stop going on Telegram channels and getting some reactionary news from there. Bro, learn about geopolitics. No, it's not already happening. It's 7 million barrels a day, and the Houthis can target that fucking port. Stop.
It's because too many people are getting distracted by the issue with the Strait of Hormuz. That is important, no doubt. But the core elements of the plan and the reason we went to military conflict is to end their nuclear program, push back their missile program, and cut their links with proxies. And I fear that if we focus too much on the Strait of Hormuz, we're going to allow the Iranians to divert the entire campaign from the core principles.
The Memorandum of Understanding, which is no longer in effect, to what extent did that address your concerns about the Iran nuclear program? If the United States gets back to the Memorandum of Understanding, is that enough?
It's a start.
They messed up the Memorandum of Understanding too, folks. Okay, not only was the Strait open before America launched this illegal war with Israel, and it got blocked, they made a Memorandum of Understanding and fucked that up too. Good on America for just constantly fucking everything up and dismantling their own power. It's nice to see.
You remember the Memorandum of Understanding was an agreement to start discussions. It was in many ways meant to be a confidence building measure between the two sides to see if we could get to the real diplomacy, which were those 3 points that I mentioned. It obviously didn't work. If we get back to a working Memorandum of Understanding that allows us to get back to negotiations on the key principles, that'll be a good thing.
Hey,
I don't think it's going to happen.
Welcome.
I think we've got a lot of war fighting left to do. And that goes back to what Admiral Cooper is trying to do, figure out some other ways in branches and sequels.
We will see what happens by the end of the day, if there are discussions, and if so, what comes of it. Brigadier General retired Mark Kimmitt, always great to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Rightio. Let's move on to hold up. Oh, what the fuck is this? Oh, where are the fires?
Three massive.
Hold on. Yeah.
I want your reaction. You know Kevin Walsh well.
I have more reporting about fires here. So let's move on to something that I feel like I feel like it should be more talked about, but it isn't. But what's happening around the US, Canada, Europe with these wildfires? The fires are getting closer to your daughter. Oh no. Yeah, what's happening with these wildfires? I can't believe it's not being reported more, but it seems to be very local news reporting it. But check this out, guys. Give me 1 second, okay? I'm just going to use the bathroom. I'll be back. But in the meantime, listen to some liberation music. I'll be back. 2 minutes. 2 minutes, everybody. I'll be back. Some global consciousness for you. Liberation music! Free Palestine!
Global consciousness.
Hey, Masi.
Free Palestine.
Samba. Libération. Libération music. Radio. Dubstepping all over fascism. I love it. Okay. Over 65,000 people have been evacuated from the Vernon region of British Columbia, Canada. Oh, shit. Thank you, Ruff. Thank you. Yeah, so these fires. Let's have a look at these fires because they are starting to tear through so many different places. It looks ridiculously bad.
Massive wildfires rage near Spokane, Washington.
All of our memories are gone.
It's just heartbreaking.
Highest in Korea's 122-year weather observation history.
You can see the thick flames, the black smoke.
We are facing major energy shortages here.
We need to recognise that water security is a critical part of our food security, and food security is our national security.
Fires and fascism across the globe.
Wildfires continuing to burn across Europe and parts of the United States. Yet more temperature records being broken. The extreme heat continues. So for the next 10 minutes or so, we'll have the latest from around the world and assess what the implications are for all of us. First, look at this map from NASA. The red areas show all the active fires and what they call thermal anomalies in the last 24 hours.
Oh my goodness! The world is literally on fire. Oh my gosh!
Hours. They are areas that are currently exhibiting unusual temperature differences. That can be from fire, hot smoke, agriculture, or other sources. Well, 3 of those major fires are burning in Washington around the city of Spokane, with officials warning that they have not yet been contained. Adam Yamaguchi from our US partner CBS News has more details.
Fierce wildfires are raging on residential streets in eastern Washington state. Fire crews and residents in Spokane encountering apocalyptic scenes. Fast-moving flames tearing through neighborhoods and engulfing one house after another.
Look at that. Holy moly.
Fire officials say flames jumped the Spokane River, the towering walls of black and orange smoke swallowing the suburban skyline.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Donalda Brantley recorded this video as she and her boyfriend evacuated their neighborhood with only the clothing on their backs.
You could just hear like fire and just popping of just explosions, it sounded like, of like other fires going on. And then there's like power lines that we heard that had fallen or something. And so there's just so much going on. It was very frightening.
Justin DeRider is with Spokane Fire.
We've got trees down, we've got gas lines still flowing, we've got water lines still flowing. We still got a lot of work to do.
Wildfires fueled by strong winds, dry air, and high temperatures. Tom Stokesbury is coordinating fire efforts for the state.
This is still a current active firefight. We have a lot of firefighters on the ground. We're working really hard to keep these 3 fires, in their current footprint.
More than 600 structures have been lost. Another 5,000 threatened.
Some relief may be on the way as winds taper off tomorrow, but warm, dry conditions persist this week. This fire season is far from over.
Adam Yamaguchi. From raging wildfires in America to record temperatures in South Korea. The country has registered its highest temperature since records began more than a century ago, as much of the country is in the grip of a heat wave. BBC World Service reporter Gigi Ahn has more details.
The southeastern city of Yangsan hit 42.5 degrees Celsius as a heat wave continues to grip much of the country. It's the 5th day in a row the city has topped 40 degrees, something virtually unheard of in South Korea.
Wow.
The scorching conditions are disrupting daily life too. A professional baseball game had to be cancelled because of the extreme heat, with officials saying player and spectator safety came first. Across the border in North Korea, state TV has been showing packed beaches and water parks as people look for relief from the high temperatures. Heat advisories are expected to remain in place across much of the Korean peninsula this week.
He might be coming home
in
today.
Europe, heat records have been broken across the continent, including in France, Spain, Denmark, Poland, Germany, the Czech Republic, and here in the UK. So what's the latest? Sarah Rainsford is in Rome.
The focus of the wildfires in Europe has now shifted from France and Spain to Greece, where they have, of course, a long history of summer fires. But this year, high winds are making things more complicated. The biggest fire is to the northwest of Athens. There has been problems in fighting that fire because it's difficult to get helicopters and planes up to dump water from the skies when the winds are so strong. But those winds have now dropped back, and the planes and the helicopters are doing their job, and they appear to be containing the fires and saving Greece from the worst of it for now, although lots of people have been evacuated from their homes, particularly along the coast just northwest of Athens. It seems that this, of course, was caused by the intense hot weather. Now, here in Italy, the country has so far escaped the worst of the fires, but there is yet another heat wave here. We're in the 4th of the summer so far. Temperatures very high, but the key thing is that they're high all over the country. Almost every big city in Italy is now on red alert because of the high temperatures, and the temperatures drop very little at night, so there's not much respite even in the evenings. Farmers very worried about the low water levels in the rivers and the reservoirs and what that means for their crops going forward. And there looks like there is no immediate respite because this heat wave is set to last for at least another week.
Wow.
Rainsford, well, we've heard.
At least another week? How long has it lasted? How long has this heat wave lasted in Europe? It's almost a month, isn't it?
From the US, Europe and East Asia, but how much of the world is affected by the extreme heat? A question for our environment correspondent, Matt McGrath.
Well, environmentalists sometimes talk about the world being on fire, and while that's an exaggeration, it's certainly true that the northern hemisphere is experiencing extreme and unusual levels of heat. Right now, Europe is on its 4th heat wave of the summer. It's centred on the Iberian Peninsula and on France, pushing temperatures beyond 40 degrees Celsius. We're also seeing it in Eastern Europe, where the River Danube in Hungary is so low, the levels of the water can't cool the country's only nuclear power station, which has had to be shut down. We've also seen similar temperatures in the United States and in the Middle East, all going to show we're in this global summer of heat right now.
So, how unusual is this current wave of extreme heat? Here's Matt again.
By previous standards, this certainly is an unusual level of heat that we're experiencing. The United Kingdom in 2026, for the first time, has had 3 months where temperatures have been 35 or above. That's May, June and July. Europe is the fastest warming continent, and June in Europe was the warmest June on record. Now, on their own, these would be exceptional events, but coming so close together, it seems like the unusual is becoming the expected.
So if, as Matt says, it is becoming the expected.
Yo, Ollie! How are you, sir? How are you? Welcome, Ollie. Good to see you. I hope the heat wave isn't treating you too bad. We are so fucked. Yeah, it's insane, eh? Like, what's happening? And it's like, okay, it's happening right now. How about we just drill, baby, drill? How about 2:35 a.m., pretty warm still? What are you doing up so late? Go to bed, man. It's time to sleep. It's a school night, Ollie. Arizona, 110? Finished work, heading to bed, and saw you were live. I see. Good to see you, Ollie. Good to see you. Bloody good to see you. Hope you're keeping well. 100. By the way, America, from now on, okay, Americans, I want you to convert Fahrenheit to degrees Celsius every time. That's the minimum in our group now. Ollie. Jeez nuts. Ollie put some penis in chat. I love it. Heck, I don't know how to. Absolutely not. America, join the real world, please. Celsius. We keep our AC on Celsius in this house. Ooh, the vet's ringing. One second.
What are the implications of the heat? In a moment, we'll look at farming and food supplies. But first, let's head to Hungary. The shortage of water there has forced the temporary shutdown of the country's largest nuclear power plant. Water from the River Danube is used as a coolant for the reactor, but the river is in some places at the lowest level in 30 years. Our Budapest correspondent Nick Thorpe has more on the reactors.
They've closed down 3. One of them is still functioning, but only at half capacity, I think, generating 240 megawatts. What that means, though, is that a large part of the energy supply, the electricity supply that Hungary depends on, has been removed from the grid. So we are facing major energy shortages here. There have been major attempts by the government, appeals from the government to companies, to industry and to the public.
Everybody, I just want you to know something. And we're going to have to celebrate this moment. I'm sorry, but we're going to have to celebrate it. I may get copyright strikes, but I don't care. Ginger's coming home. Ginger is coming home! Woo! Let's go, Gingy! Let's go, Ginger! Oh, this is the perfect time for some Bobby Shmurda and Enya remix. Let's go! Let's go, Ginger! Woo! Woo! Face, you shitty bottle cap. Fuck you, bottle cap. He made it. You tried to take him from us, but he made it. He made it. He made it, baby. What a good boy. What a good, strong boy. Oh. Oh my God, my heart, bro. Oh my gosh, I'll be stressed like a fuck. Harden the fuck up. You don't understand. Ginger is so much more than the dog. He is family. We don't keep him in like in a crate or anything. He sleeps with us. He is in our bed. He sleeps on a fucking pillow, bro. You do. You just fucking find a way. You find a way. And I'm so fucking happy that we didn't. Yeah, oh my gosh. It's such good news. I'm hyped for the Ginger stream. Yeah. We're going to do a Ginger stream. I just want all of you to meet him. He's such a good boy. Does he love your son the most? Yeah, if our son cries, like anytime our son cries, he'll go and stand right beside him. And he's kind of trying to protect him. He's always like that. He's always been like that. If our son's crying, he'll go stand right next to him. He's such a good boy. Hey, Shelly. He's such a good boy. I'll be on late in the live. I may insist on more Ginger. Oh, yeah, of course. He's a great dog. He's immensely important to our family. Okay, let's get back into this extreme heat stuff because there is another video of this I want to get through. But yeah, he is I'm so happy right now.
To close down, not to use any excess energy. Just on Saturday, the public and the companies managed to reduce their use by 700 megawatts. So thanks to that, there haven't been compulsory blackouts yet, though that could happen later in the week.
Nick Thorpe. Well, to try to ease the problems with the Danube,
so much,
the Romanian army has done this. It carried out controlled explosions to redirect a branch of the Danube River towards a nuclear power plant. A reactor was shut down last week because the river's water level had dropped to a record low in the scorching weather. Here in the UK, the National Farmers Union has warned that there could be shortages of some products if the current drought continues. Its president is Tom Bradshaw.
We need to recognise that water security is a critical part of our food security, and food security is our national security.
Our Wales correspondent Thomas Morgan has been to a farm which is already suffering from the extreme heat.
Well, this field should be in the process of being replanted and reseeded at the moment after the wheat harvest finished, but it can't be. And why? Just look at this. The ground is absolutely rock hard. It's coming off in clumps. Nothing can be done with this. And the farmer that owns this field has told me that his wheat production is down 30% on last year. And why is that? Because it's been so hot and so dry for so long. I've seen the barns, it's nowhere near full. So he's been warning, as have other farmers, that at some stage the cost may have to be pushed onto consumers if this scenario has been replicated across the country. Things like bread may have to go up in price. And what about animal farmers? Well, dairy cows, they're not producing as much milk as usual due to the hot weather. And cattle farmers, they're having to buy more feed as well because it's been so dry. The grass simply hasn't grown.
I want all of you to think about something. This is just the beginning. This is not even, we're not even scratching the surface on how bad this is going to get. This is just the beginning. And we're already starting to see shit like this happen. Okay, so it's insane, man. We're not even seeing. Yesterday, just before I finished the live, we spoke about it, right? I think there are a number of crises, the perfect storm of crises merging, and it is going to create the largest ever displacement of human beings. It's going to be so huge. We're talking hundreds of millions of people here, potentially billions of people, just not being able to live where they are because of climate change, because of war. That's going to create displacement of hundreds of millions of people. And then you have, all of these people with compromised immune systems, and you add on something like a pandemic to that. We're talking about a crisis of insane proportions just waiting to happen because we're not investing in infrastructure. We're not investing in food security globally. We're not investing in the things that are going to get us through this. And it will cause so much pain and suffering, all because of the greed of a very small number of people. We're talking about a small number of people causing this. It's engineered, it's manufactured, it's coming. The reason why they're investing so much in AI is because they know they're going to have to replace the workforce at some stage. Because there's not going to be any workers alive. And we're seeing it. This is the tip of the iceberg, everybody. We're heading towards that perfect storm of crises.
Properly. So, the NFU and farmers are calling on the government for more help when it comes to food security in the UK and more help for access to reliable water sources.
Just the tip, yes, guys.
Thomas Morgan in the Vale of Glamorgan. So those are some of the implications of the extreme heat, but will we see more of it? Is the world heating up? Here's our environment correspondent.
Really? What a dumb question. Yeah, the answer is yes.
Matt McGrath again.
Yes, the world is definitely heating up. We've seen the global average temperature go up by about 1.4 degrees Celsius since around 1850. That's when the world started using large amounts of coal, oil and gas, fossil fuels as they're known. Now, we're seeing in those global average temperatures big discrepancies, and it hides a lot of really interesting stuff, such as in Europe, for instance, temperatures have gone up by about 2.5 degrees over that period of time rather than the 1.4 global average. We're also seeing extreme heat in the oceans right now. That heat is coming out of the oceans and adding to more in the atmosphere as well. And we're also seeing the onset of an El Nino. An El Nino pattern has been declared this year. Later this year, it's expected to be a strong one. That will push temperatures up higher this year and certainly into next year, all contributing to the extremely high temperatures we're expecting later this year and early next.
And this is the beginning, right? Like, what's hurricane season going to be like in the Pacific Ocean? Is that the ocean that generates America's fucking hurricanes? Is it the Pacific? Because it's gonna get bigger from now on. How many Category 5s are we gonna get? How many Category 5s are we gonna get this time? It's the Atlantic. Yeah. Wrong ocean. How many category 5s are we going to get? You're in Florida? Yeah, scary. Like, they're probably going to generate a new category. Yeah, but even if hurricane season this time around isn't intense, which is what all the oil lobbies are going to be hoping for, like, you're going to get it in the next couple of years. Like, it's bound to happen. A disaster of epic proportion. I mean, Philippines, Indonesia, all flooded this year. Like, the flooding there has been catastrophic. Flooding is catastrophic. El Nino is Pacific. Yeah, that's why. That's why I made the error. We'll eventually start getting hit on both coasts. Yeah, it's double penetration, old Al Hooten. From a weather system perspective, America will get double penetrated at some stage, and it's not going to be good. You've already heard this winter will be terrible. Yes, next year is supposed to be more intense. Holy shit. How? Hey, Mokina, welcome. Hey, can someone please tell me what tornado season, when does tornado season start in America? Summer? Early summer? Now? April, May? Now? Through fall? They've already had several. What has tornado season been like? What has tornado season been like? Bad?
Three massive wildfires rage near Spokane, Washington.
All of our memories are gone.
It's just heartbreaking.
Highest in Korea's 122-year weather observation history.
Can see.
It's been a busy tornado season. The flooding in Kerala is more due to too much construction, as are landslides. Bad. A lot of night tornadoes. Tornadoes inside major storms. Wow. I watch a channel that covers Midwest storm chasing and extreme weather reporting in Illinois. They just had one tornado and the data center got power before the siren. Oh, yeah, I heard about that one. I heard about this data center getting power before the tornado warning. We had a fire tornado in California. A fire tornado? You... Okay, how do you know the globe is warming? Well, we had a fire tornado. Oh, fuck. Like, oh my goodness. You had a fire tornado? Holy shit. Year round these days? We never get earthquakes, very, very rarely on the east. Someone posted that the fires near Spokane was same location as they wanted for data center. I see, Becky. Interesting. Oh my God, Maine and NH had fire thunder.
See the thick flames.
A fire NATO? Oh, right.
We are facing major energy shortages.
Hey, Elijah,
we
welcome.
need to recognize that water security is a critical part of our food security, and food security is.
You live an hour from Philly? We have had several warnings this year. I live an hour away from Philly. When Hurricane Maria hit,
to burn across Europe and parts of the United States.
Power, water,
more temperatures, temperature records being broken. The extreme heat
Doppler radar
continues.
went down.
So over the next 10 minutes or so, we'll have the latest from around the world and assess what the implications are for all of us. First, look at this map from NASA. The red areas show all the active fires and what they call thermal anomalies in the last 24 hours. They are areas that...
Here we go. I felt the tremors earthquake from Cuba.
Nearly 65,000 families evacuated. 0% containment of these wildfires. Multiple dangerous fires are spreading across the Spokane area in Washington state. So far, officials say that more than 700 homes have been destroyed. And some of the images of the destruction that we're seeing, they're just tragedy. Watch this.
Oh, it's the apocalypse, everybody. It's the apocalypse. Where's Jesus? Where's Jesus?
That is what families were seeing from the water as they were trying to escape. Let's get to CNN's Julia Vargas Jones. She's on the scene in Spokane this morning. What are you hearing there today?
Okay, it's not a regular Monday in Spokane. People are waking up to see just the extent of this tragedy. As you mentioned, 65,000 residences evacuated to places.
Speaking of earthquakes, we learned in school that California will completely split. Oh, nice. The crack spread, Asena. Grow up, dude. Grow the fuck up. Grow up, okay?
Places like this, to shelters where they're faced with that uncertainty of whether or not they will even have a home to return to. And some of them who have been able to go and see their properties completely destroyed, engulfed by the fire and just spit out as just almost charcoal. They had really interesting insight into whether or not they could even return and build a life in these areas. Again, take a listen.
What do you mean, nice?
I don't think I'm going to rebuild here because I don't ever want to have to relive a fire coming up this hill again. And I've been in Spokane my entire 64 years because my little brother died in an accident when he was 6. And that's why I stayed close to my family.
It's so heartbreaking, Kate, to hear that kind of thinking coming from these residents. We saw so many people grappling with that very decision as we drove past these neighborhoods with row after row of homes.
Look, if California is going to split anyway because of an earthquake, I think it's time for California to become an independent state. I think it's time for California to gain independence. It's time.
Destroyed. Now, officials here from the National Guard is urging people to please be patient. It will take some time to return to their homes. There's a lot of work to be done here. As you mentioned, the fire is still at 0% containment, so there is that part of the work being done, but also clearing the roads, clearing debris for people to come back. That can take some time. Still 10,000 people without any kind of electricity around this area. It will be.
I'm just like, why am I laughing at this? Independent underwater. That's crazy, Asena.
A difficult path to recovery.
And joining us right now to talk more about this is the Deputy Director.
The fire tornado was less than a mile away from my house. Holy shit. Wow. We're calling it a fire-nado now.
For Spokane County Emergency Management, Chandra Fox. Thank you so much for jumping on this morning. Can you just give me your assessment of where things stand this morning?
Republic of California, it's in the flag. Is that the flag with the bear? The Republic of California flag is the one with the bear, right? Yeah.
Good morning, Kate. Happy to be with you today. So this morning, we're not quite 48 hours into this incident, and as you noted, we have multiple fires burning in several locations across the county. As emergency management, we're still very, very focused on public safety. We're still working through the evacuation process, making sure that we're getting folks out of the area as needed. We did have some expansion in evacuation areas yesterday evening. So we have a little bit of an expansion on the Autumn Lane.
Hey, the best thing about California splitting from the United States is if I'm not going to be allowed in the United States because I keep criticizing it, I may be allowed into California because it won't be the United States anymore. Let's go. California, it's time. It's time. Do your thing.
Fire. It's a challenging time.
Do you have reports of anyone injured or unaccounted for?
So we have, at this point,
Noisy, Did you see the images from the Ontario and Washington wildfires from last month? The pyrocumulus clouds look crazy. Nah, I didn't see that. I don't know if I saw it. I did see some crazy ass visuals of these fires. I think I saw the Ontario one where it just looked like the water was on fire. You couldn't even see the land. But I don't think I saw the Washington one.
Fortunately, we've had no injuries to any of our public safety responders. We have lost some equipment. We lost one of our fire districts lost a brush truck in the fires. I believe it was Sunday that happened. As far as loss of life, we have no information on that right now. We do have a number of missing persons reports that law enforcement is following up on.
Oh my God, Noisy, it's not going to just float away. My daughter just moved to LA. I'm in Midwest. Oh. That you must have some... What are your conversations like, Trudy? Like, are your family from the Midwest? Like, do you have really conservative family? Hey, Tani, welcome. I always wonder what it's like to have MAGA in your family, you know? What is it like, America? What is it like to sit across from the table at a dinner from a MAGA family member? Like, what do? Well, g'day. Let's say grace, folks. Yeah. We're about to say some grace. Hey, Daddy, did you hear about Trump? He about to bomb Iran. What do you think about that? Hey, Mama, pass me the bread, goddammit. You shut your mouth about that woke shit. You hear me? No more woke shit from you, lady.
But to this point right now, we have no information on any potential fatality.
Okay, but the deputy fire chief I was speaking through for the county, he was concerned that those missing persons reports were going to start coming in since this really blew through so quickly. It started and came through so quickly. The latest we have had is that there are more than 700 homes destroyed and nearly 65,000 families have been forced to evacuate across the Spokane area. Can you give me, is that the latest numbers you have?
That's pretty much what we know right now of what we refer to as 700 structures. So that does include some outbuildings and some shops in the rural areas, but that will be, unfortunately.
Do that. I was too tired. Women aren't going to lose all their rights, only voting? Is that what your family member said? What? Oh my gosh, Carol. Yeah, lots of yelling if certain topics come up, and my parents are just Republican. They realized I was better informed than they are last time, though. Oh, nice. Wow, Carol, I can't believe you had to have that conversation with a family member. Yes, my sister, my niece, and and a friend. Wow. My cousin told me that Trump thinks about our struggle of every minute of every day. What did you say back, Cheryl? Did you just walk away, or did you use fisticuffs?
The majority of that number will be primary homes.
The deputy fire chief I was speaking to also just said really plainly that it's not only devastating, but also just something that he's really just not seen before, and just how fast this has moved. Can you, Chandra, just give me your sense of that, your experience with this so far, what you're hearing from people on what is unfolding?
It really is. It's not normal for us. I mean, wildfire is our primary hazard for Spokane County. We have a very risk-prone environment where it's very typical for the entirety of the county to be under some level of drought condition during the summer months. But unfortunately, this year, because we had a very warm and uneventful winter, we did not have the snowpack that we normally have. And so at this point, you know, we're here on the 3rd of August, and in terms of fuel load and fuel condition across the landscape, we're actually about 6 weeks ahead in terms of conditions. So where we're at today are conditions we normally see at the end of August or into September. So we're very concerned that not only are we under heightened risk, we're also potentially looking at fires well into October.
Yeah, not only what you're dealing with now, but what this portends,
Peggy,
if you're
welcome.
already here today, what the rest of this fire season is going to look like for you guys. Chandra, thank you very much. You guys have a lot of work ahead of you. I really appreciate you.
Potential is not good.
Not good, but hard at work at it. Thank you so much, Chandra Fox. I really appreciate it. Sarah.
All right, joining me now to talk more about this is Bobby Atwood. She lives in Spokane and she had to evacuate her home. Thank you so much for talking to me. Give me a sense when you knew.
And hey guys, also tomorrow is going to be the big elections that I think we should follow. Definitely. I think we should check out what happens with Abdul El-Sayed and who is that lady? Oh man, Francesca Hong, Abdul El-Sayed and Francesca Hong. I think we should check out those two elections tomorrow. It might be too late though. It might be over. Did you see his Blue's Clues video? No, I didn't see that one.
That this was so dangerous that you had to run for your life, leaving some of your things behind.
They just nuked Telegram off the App Store worldwide. Oh shit, really? Didn't like Russia put like a legal case on the founder? Didn't they have an arrest warrant out for him or something?
Well, it all happened very quickly. When I got word of the fire, I was just up the road at the Walmart, and I had to rush home and started getting my animals gathered up in crates. And within 30 minutes, it had moved well over a mile, jumped the road, and came up from two angles. It came from behind.
By the way, Israel and America's allies, like Israel, Europe to a degree, but like Ukraine, etc., will hate that this is happening in the US because it takes attention away from them. And I don't think they'll be very happy with internal focus in the US. Israel in particular relies on being the center of the universe, you know, taking attention away from America. And being the center of attention. It really needs to be that way. And these sorts of things will not make them feel very good.
Behind my home, and it came from up the hill in front of my home and then combined on my property. And it was actually at the edge of my property when I was trying to get my other dogs out. Oh. Sorry.
It's okay.
Poor lady, man.
And then I just had to go out to the road and call my animals and try to get them out. At that point, two of the dogs ran out to the road, and one was found the next morning, and the other one was the one in the picture with me, my dog Luna. We got her some vet care, and she's with my older kids, but it was very devastating to sit there and watch it, and then it just kept moving so fastly as soon as those two fires kind of combined on my property. And
horrible stuff, dude.
Very devastating to have to
imagine, like, just watching your whole life, what you worked for, just burn away. It's unthinkable. It's sad. It's very sad.
To leave and have no real time to get anything figured out and out of there.
Give me some sense. I mean, did you end up losing some animals? And how are you and your family at this hour?
I did. My son and his wife and their 2 young children lived in a mobile home on my property, and I had the house. They lost their dog Evie, and I lost my dog Diamond, and my little daughter lost her kitty cat Bubbles, and I lost Henny Penny, my chicken.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah,
Oh my gosh. That sucks, bro. Oh my goodness.
It really sucks. I did find 2 of the bodies yesterday when I was allowed to go back at my home. It's hard, but I'm thankful that my children and my grandchildren all made it out of the property. And
really,
of
Becky?
all the things that were just destroyed on my property, my 4 fish in the middle of my burnt property were still alive in the hot tub. Their little homemade pond.
Wow. I'm so sorry to hear about the
very
losses
hard.
because, you know.
Oh, the fish. The fish. You can see the fish. The little goldfish.
Animals to most of us are family too. I do want to ask you about what the status is of your home. We're looking at some of the pictures and whether or not you had homeowners insurance. You have something to try to help you rebuild because this is utter devastation. I mean, there appears to be nothing left. What did you see?
Sorry.
And what will you do going forward?
It was just in a puddle.
Well, I did not have homeowners insurance. We're low-income homesteaders, and I did not. I inherited this property about 6 years ago and had just in the last 2 years replaced all the power, replaced the well, and was, building it up. Got my son and his wife the trailer and our mobile home, and I don't really know what we're going to do quite yet. We're just going to hope for the best. But yes, everything was destroyed at my house except for the children, my grandkids' play toys out in the yard, and there's a couple green grass spots and the fishies. And we made it out with our lives, and we're thankful for that.
Well, thank God that you did make it out with your family and your grandkids and kids. But the devastation, it's shown all over your video. And this morning, I just hope that you find some bit of hope today, because I know this is really, really terrible.
Hey, the Day Room. Welcome. It's funny how certain people have enough money to donate for the most ruthless demons in the world, and yet when they look at events such as these, they tell you tough luck, pull yourself by your bootstraps and get back to work. Fucking insane, yeah. That's the shitty world we live in, eh? That's the terrible world we live in. I have to go pick up my son, and I have to go pick up Ginger as well. But guys, the evening live tonight is going to be, at least the first part of it, I'm going to try and organize it in a way where we can have Ginger for a bit and then maybe get into some news. But I want it to be a Ginger live. I'm so happy to have him back. And obviously the community has helped so much. And I want the community to see what all the support has been for. The community hasn't really met Ginger before. You've just seen him in like videos after he got sick with this, but I want you all to meet him. I think that'll be pretty cool to introduce him properly to this community. He is an amazing dog, so I'll do that later tonight. I'll set everything up, and yeah, we'll do a Ginger live, and we can talk about a few things. But yeah, I feel really happy at the moment, and just having him back is such a big deal. Thank you so much, everyone, for all the support. Just keeping up with all the messages on Discord and just asking me every day about Ginger as well in the chat. It's been pretty amazing to see. So I appreciate all of you. Obviously, everyone who's given to his medical fund and things like that. It's huge. What you guys are doing, you've helped me so much, and thank you as always. Lil drag only, yeah, let's do it. And please look after yourselves. I will see you in a bit. We will be back in a few hours. 8. I'm hoping between 8:30 New Zealand time. So I will see you. I will see you a bit later on. And if you would like to raid along with us, please jump on Twitch. We're going to be raiding. I don't think we raided this channel before. Thank you so much, Darlene. Tēnā koe. Enjoy having him back home. See you tonight. Yeah, see you tonight, guys. Ka kite ngeru. Take care, everybody. And yeah, enjoy the raid. Please say hi to Little Drag Only for me. Little Dragonly for me. And I will catch you all soon. See you later, Picky. All good, folks. Here we go. Raiders, get ready. In 3, 2, Bellanissima, welcome. In 3, 2, 1, enjoy the raid. Thank you so much, folks. Ka kite. Free Palestine. Beautiful. Ka kite, Darlene. Take care, everybody. Free Palestine.